Let's go, baby. We are so close. We are so close to Colorado football.
Right there, man. We need a wake up. That's what they say in the military, just a wake up away. We wake up tomorrow, it's game time.
Welcome into the show, tight ends coach Tim Brewster.
The legend.
Guys, I'm thrilled. I'm lit. I'm fired up for Buff football, man. It can't come soon enough tomorrow, 11 a.m. I'm not going to sleep a wink tonight, probably. I mean, I'm going to get up about 4 and run. And guys, this is what it's all about. The time is now.
Coach, you always bring it when you speak to the team for the team dinner. And tonight's message was through the roof. Y'all probably heard it out here. It got loud.
We heard some yelling.
What goes through your mind when you're planning on what you're going to tell the team?
Neely, I just think about it, as you well know. You were with me last year at Jackson State. And so, I give it some thought, but it comes from my heart. It comes from, it's very, real. Most times it's raw.
Yeah, it's raw.
Very real, very raw. But I want these guys to know that I'm in it with them.
Yeah.
We're shoulder to shoulder, right,
yes,
at Colorado. Sir. And I just want them guys to know I want to inspire my men. I want to inspire them, and Prime he does an amazing job with inspiration. And I think it's our job. It's my responsibility also to help him inspire our football team to do some things that maybe they don't think is possible. I can take players at the tight end position to places that they can't go by themselves. Yeah. Okay? That's what it's all about to me, man. And, God, I love what I do.
Coach, a couple things you touched on there. You guys go to the pregame show after the show, and you will see his speech.
Yeah.
But Coach, you talk to the team about them inspiring Coach tomorrow because he's inspired us. His surgeries, and he's planning on running out with the team tomorrow.
Right.
I looked at you. I looked at Coach Prime back and forth, and
oh yeah,
he's feeling it.
There ain't no doubt. There ain't no, and I also mentioned, it's Resurrection Saturday. It's a day in which the University of Colorado Buffs, gonna rise. Been down for a long time. It's time for the Buffs to be great again, and what Coach Prime has gone through, like I said, the inspiration, you think about 20 surgeries and maybe almost lost his life, and he wants to lead our football team to the boundary at the beginning of that game, okay? Yeah. And what we need to do is we need to honor him. He's going to be out front, okay? And ain't nobody going to run in front of him. Okay, and we're going to inspire him. It's been his goal for the past 6 months, okay, to lead the team onto the field at TCU. And I promise you this much, he's going to do it. Okay, he's going to do it. And we're going to be shoulder to shoulder with him, okay? I wanted the players to, hey, we got this game, okay? We got this game. Let's inspire the head coach to do, to conquer his challenge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coach, I feel like I love my job a lot, and I don't know if I love my job as much as you love your job. What is it that makes you love this game so much?
I just truly believe this. The game of football has been so good to me and my family. This is my 37th year, okay? This is my 37th first game, and I'm as jacked, I'm as excited as the first one, and I just, if you love football, football's going to love you back.
Amen.
Okay? It's going to love you back in every way. And I just, there's so many great things that you learn from the game. And, I love the interaction with the young guys and helping mentor young people. That's the part of it. I was in the NFL for 5 years, and I was 2 years with Mike Shanahan with the Denver Broncos. But I feel like I'm a much better fit for these younger kids who need my guidance, who need my experience, my direction. And I really relish that. My wife and I really try to provide a family type of deal for our players, that a home away from home. When I look at a parent in the eye and I say, if you entrust me with your son, you're going to sleep well at night, okay? Because I'm going to have his back. I'm going to walk with him every step of the process. And I just, I love competing, guys. It's about competing against the best, and guys, it's something that I'm gonna keep doing. I'm gonna ride it until the freaking wheels come off, man. I'm gonna be on the rims.
Coach, you obviously bring the fire, bring the energy. You're always on like 11. You're past 10. What is game day Coach Brew like, though?
See, you'll be surprised. Game day Coach Brew is much more calm, relaxed, okay? I tell my guys, if I got to yell at you on game day, I didn't do my job during the week.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I got to do my job so that the preparation is so complete. We do things right so many times, we can't do them wrong. That's how you play well under pressure. The pressure of the game. If your preparation is exact, if in practice you take the proper first step every single time, it's going to play out in the game. And so I'm really relaxed on game day because I know we're in a good place. I know the tight ends tomorrow are going to play extremely well, fast and physical, and do the things that we need to do to be an asset to our football team to help us win.
Coach, let's talk about that for a second, the tight ends. You know what it's supposed to look like.
Right.
You know, you got a future Hall of Famer that's going to have you sit in front row when he goes in.
Right.
You got Kyle Pitts that you molded. When you take your experience and you inherited this tight end room, what was it like getting those guys ready for tomorrow?
Right. Well, let's take Mike Harrison. Mike is a kid who was a wide receiver at Colorado.
That's not Mikey now. No Mikey.
Yeah.
No, I got the message.
I got Mike or Michael. And but he's a very talented young guy. Mm-hmm. Great, ball skills, pass receiving ability. What I've done is impose my mindset, my element of toughness, okay, into Mike, and where he's a very competitive run. He's never going to be a Daniel Graham. Okay. Mm-hmm. He's not going to freaking blow people up in the run game, but he's going to be very fundamentally sound, very competitive. He will use his face mask as a weapon. He knows how to do those things. I've imparted that wisdom with him, and I'm going to tell you what, I'm really excited to see him play tomorrow. I think he's going to surprise a whole lot of people who maybe thought that we were short in the tight end room. Mm-hmm. And really, to be honest with you, when I get Caleb Fourier back next week, we're going to be 3 deep. We're going to be strong. Eli Yelverton, tough, hard-nosed, physical guy from Iowa, has really elevated his athleticism, really had a strong camp. I feel really, really good about the room, and I think that, again, we're gonna surprise some people with the things that we do on game day.
With a player like Michael, obviously coming from wide receiver to tight end, one, have you done that before with a player, kind of converted them, and what's the biggest challenge trying to get that done?
So, what I love at the tight end position is a receiver-trained tight end. A tight end who was a receiver, okay? Mm-hmm. He's got natural ball skills, natural receiving ability, okay? If you have that, then again, my mindset of hey, toughness, okay? Competing at the line of scrimmage, okay? I got, if you're soft, we're not going to get along, okay? We will not, there ain't going to be no jive there, man.
Not at all.
And so that's really been my deal. I think I really helped Kyle Pitts become more competitive on the line of scrimmage. Made him, what I want, guys, is a true 3-down tight end. Yeah. A guy that can play on first, second, and third downs. We don't have situational guys. I'm looking to build a guy who can do it all. And, Kyle Pitts goes, and he's the 4th pick in the draft, the highest drafted player at tight end position in the history of the NFL draft. I had Antonio Gates. Antonio Gates didn't play college football. I found him on a basketball court in Kent, Ohio. Okay, and I pulled off the heist of the century. I gave him $3,500.
Oh my God!
$3,500 to come with me to the San Diego Chargers, and as Neely said, we'll have an amazing moment next August when we go to Canton.
I think just about anyone would accept $3,500 to go from Kent, Ohio to San Diego, California.
There you go. But you know what the crazy thing about it was? So we're in training camp, and, he's just learning. He's just growing. I'm just, I'm just coaching the living bejesus out of them, and there was some scouts that wanted to cut him.
Yeah.
And I stood up in the room and I used an expletive. Yeah. and I said, fire me first. This guy right here is going to be a very special player.
That's amazing.
But in the NFL, and to some respects in college, time is your enemy. Mm-hmm. You got to get it done today. Yeah. You got to get better today and show results today, and that's what I'm all about. I'm all about results, man.
So what do the next 12 or so hours look like for you? You've done this a long time. What is your pre-game routine?
Right. So, Hayes in the barn, okay. I'm going to have a really good conversation with my wife here in a little while, talk to her. She is going to be waiting on me in Boulder, Ohio. I haven't seen her in over a month. She's been at our house in Charlotte, North Carolina, and so I'm really looking forward to having her back with me. But I'm going to get a little sleep. But I don't sleep a whole lot, guys. I'll sleep. I run every morning between 4 or 4:30, somewhere around there, and I just wake up feeling so blessed, to put my feet on the ground. And this is you call this a job? I mean, this is nothing but pure love, my dad had a job. My dad worked, hard, tough jobs. Didn't wake up one day of his life and say, dang, I can't wait to go to work.
Yeah.
I do that every day.
Coach, we know you gotta get to it, man. Get the missus on the phone, but I got one final thing for you. It's the end of the game tomorrow.
Right.
The nation has watched.
Right.
Give me a couple words as to what the nation would have witnessed from Colorado football.
Well, I just think that there's so many different opinions out there of Colorado football under the direction of Coach Prime, and what is it going to be? I think Urban Meyer saw up close and personal that, hey, you know what? When he came out and spent a couple of days with us, this is a good collection of talent. Yeah. And we've got an amazing coaching staff, Neely, as you know.
Oh, my God.
Veteran, experienced guys, that are going to impart wisdom, true wisdom on these players. And so I just think that, I like that saying, Neely, at the end of the game, we pulled off something very, very special. You look up and you just say, how you like me now?
Let's go, man.
Let's go.
Tim
Mike,
Brewster, we appreciate you,
Mike,
Coach.
drop it, Coach. Thank you.
Good
Appreciate
stuff,
you,
man.
Coach.
Guys.
Yes, sir. Tim Brewster, man. Tight ends coach.
Appreciate it, Coach. Good luck.
My brother.
There he is. Could you imagine a more perfect guest for the final show
my God.
before the first game of the season than Tim Brewster to get everyone a little fired up?
Amazing,
man. Here we are, live Fort Worth from the team hotel. I'm sure they can hear the chat in the background. Team is right behind us, and we kick it off with Tim Brewster.
Can't get better than that.
No,
or can it?
It will. It will. But what a hell of a way to start it.
Only on the DNVR pregame show.
Man, absolutely, man. You take the pregame show, you take DNVR Buffs Lives, they get married and have a baby, you get that kick-ass logo down the corner, man.
Yes, sir.
I keep referring to the logo.
You
I love
already
it, man.
used that analogy, brother.
But I love it, man. It's like, look at it. Like, you can just stare at it all day long.
It's got teeth. You know what I
does
mean?
have
Like
teeth.
that thing doesn't play.
It
that
does
thing
have
doesn't
teeth.
play.
All right, we got a lull right now. Let's play some bills, I guess.
Yeah, do your thing, Morgan Freeman.
Pay some bills. I had no idea what you were talking about. You said play some bills, I thought.
Pay some bills. Sorry. I cannot win with my words today, obviously.
Hey, while you pay some bills, you want me to go find another guest?
Yes, go ahead.
Go for
All
it,
right,
brother.
All
This
right,
is-
I'm going to do that.
We, just do what you got to do. What you got to
Yeah,
do.
do your thing.
We don't have to worry about
I
it.
won't do
Making
my
it look
thing
pretty.
live, but I'll go find us another guest.
All right, let's do it.
Shout out to Fubo TV. You get 140 plus live channels of sports shows, movies, and news. Perfect timing, man. College football's back. I had the double screen going last night with Nebraska with that beautiful football game. Utah.
Thank you, Golden Gophers. Honestly, thank you, Nebraska. That was their doing.
Yeah, of course it was,
that was
bro.
their doing.
Yeah, college football's back. Check out Fubo TV. You can stream live from any device. No cable, no contract, no hassle. You also get 1,000 hours of cloud DVR. You also get the Pac-12 network, so you can watch all those games. Watch all your favorite college football and the NFL Fubo. Go to www.fubotv.com/DNVR to sign up for 15% off your first month of Fubo Pro. Also,
Uh-oh.
Shout out to our friends over at Splash Sports.
Nice.
We have partnered with them for a weekly pick contest for everyone to enter and participate to win real money. Head on over to splashsports.com/DNVR. The link is in the description. Deposit some cash and you can enter DNVR's weekly NFL pick contest for just $20. First place prize, $7,500. Second place, just over $2,000. And third place, just over $1,000. We're going to be running contests all year. So again, head on over to splashsports.com/DNVR to join in. We'll have different contests coming out. And we are stoked to compete with and against you all. Be sure to, again, check the link in the description.
Jake,
What's up, brother?
that was fucking awesome.
Thanks, man.
Oh, not you. I was talking about
okay.
Coach Brew.
Well, Coach Brew was incredible, too. I'm used to Neely always giving me props on my ad reads.
That is true. They were good ad
Thank
reads.
you.
They
I
were
appreciate
good ad
it.
reads. I would just say, like, it's not the reason why I'm buzzing right now. That was Coach Brew's doing.
There's many reasons we're buzzing right now. Can we take this opportunity to talk about last night's football game and what we saw there real quick?
First, I want to talk about Coach Brew and just the energy that he brings. And I just have to say, like, if you just heard from that guy in that room, we saw him at like a 4.
Yeah.
If he turned up to 9 or 10 or 11 in there, how do you go to sleep tonight?
I have no idea.
I don't think I'm going to be able to go to sleep after hanging out with him for a few minutes.
Every time I hear that dude talk, I just think how cool it would be to play for him.
Yep.
I mean, how did you not get hyped with that? He's always going to, be there to support you, and just every team needs that guy who brings the extra fire, beyond the head coach, and he can do just that.
By the way, oh shoot, I lost my train of thought. But we got another guest coming on here.
coming on.
Oh, for the chat, was it worth the wait?
It was. I think so.
I think they think it was worth the wait as we got him on here.
916 of them. Coach Flea joining the show right
Yes,
now.
sir.
Here. There we go.
We got assistant head coach, running back coach, Coach Gary Harrell, a.k.a. Coach Flea.
Yes.
How
How
we
you
doing,
making,
Coach?
brother?
Doing outstanding. Thank you guys for having me.
Good to have you, Coach.
Good to have you, brother. Good to have you.
You did that. Or go
No,
ahead.
I was going to hop right into it, man. Let's talk running backs.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I was going to do the same.
Because you have a healthy room.
I do.
You got some guys to choose from, some guys that can do it. And everybody wants to know who's starting. I'm like, don't worry about who's starting.
Well, we got a healthy room, mentally and physically. Those guys do a great job as far as coming every day and practice being who they are. It's a pleasure to coach them because they're very coachable. They support each other, and they all add different elements to the game when it comes to running the football. As far as who start, we have multiple guys that can start. With Coach Prime, he feels it, and I think the things that he want to get accomplished. Hank L was a guy that we feel like is solid, had a great camp. He deserved to be a starter. But we have a guy named Dylan Edwards also. He's young, high school kid, very explosive. So between those two will be the guys that we choose.
Yeah.
We got Savion Wilkerson, another guy that can come in and add something to the piece. And then we got Kavasi Smoke. So those are the top 4 right now going into this game.
That's a hell of a 4, Coach.
It's a great 4. So that's why I'm so relaxed.
He does feel very relaxed.
They make my job easy, man. They do a good job as far as studying the game and coming in, being prepared. This game is very brutal. They took care of their bodies through camp, and like I said, they were healthy. It's just unfortunate that Alton McCaskill is not healthy right now. We'll love to see what he can do to be another guy that we can add to the mix.
Yeah.
But don't forget about the wild card, Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie's a guy that we would love to get into the game and show what he can do, live on TV.
Well, I'll tell you this, man. Speaking of Charlie, and I know the guys got some questions more about your room, but the impact he's been making on special teams.
Yes.
You give Charlie $1 a job, he's going to damn do it.
He's going to do it,
Yeah.
absolutely. But, along those lines, just to give the guys their flowers, Charlie, definitely. Everything that he put his hands on, Charlie does, he's well. And the biggest thing I respect Charlie for, after every meeting, after every practice, he will find me and make sure he give me a pound and say, I appreciate you. So that means a lot to me. But I have a total of 8 guys in my room as far as running backs. 5 guys are scholarship guys. The other 3 are walk-ons. And all 7 are here on the road trip, which means a lot.
Wow.
Because of what they do as far as running the football and like you said, special teams. So
Yeah.
a lot of those guys are starting on special teams, and you're talking about 7 running backs on a road trip. That's very impressive. That means that we're doing the right thing as far as being involved in the multiple phases of the game.
That's got to be
I just hope that the listeners out there understand that.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about college football, you know, you got 0 through 99. It's 100 people on the team.
That's right.
You go through the summer, you have 120 out there.
That's right.
You got about 60 or so that travel.
Yep.
And 7 of them are from the running
over
back room.
10%.
That's right.
Yeah, it's
That
like,
means a
come
lot.
on, man. That's
That means
a hell
a
of a
lot.
statement about the talent and work ethic of that room.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, and I think as a coach, you wear that as a badge of honor too. That your whole room is here and they're contributing in multiple ways.
Yeah, I think it starts. I have a couple of guys, Tommy Robinson and Cordell, that helps me out in that room. But I think it all starts from recruiting. Just the recruiting department, just getting the right mindset kids, getting the right kids that are going to come in here and do exactly how we coach them to do, and to be able to compete but still have that relationship with each other on and off the football field. No animosity, always pushing each other. So it starts with the recruiting part, and then once we get them to our room, we try to make sure that the culture that Coach Prime has put together that we continue to preach. As long as you have transparency and you build that trust, then you can bring a group of guys with different talents and make it form the way it is right now.
Early on in camp, I asked you a question about Dylan Edwards, and I said, how is he living up to your expectations? And I'll be honest with you, I was kind of expecting you to say he's exceeding them. He's he's gone above and beyond.
Right.
And you went a different direction.
Yes.
You highlighted all of the areas in which you wanted more from Dylan.
That's right.
How did he do from then to now in those areas?
He's different, and it took some growing pains. Sometimes you got to let a kid, just like a dog, just let him run and you yank him back every now and then with that leash. So I just let him go. He's very explosive. He's a guy that you can't have too many guys in his ear, in his head, because sometimes he's very emotional. That's how he plays the game.
Yep.
And I watch him get emotional. I just see how he's going to handle it, and I pull him in and have a conversation with him. So it was steps by steps. It was a process to get him to see some of the things that really was taken away from his game, as far as like getting into the altercation just verbally with another player after the play. Just when something didn't go right in his eyes, he put his head down and go into not a tank, but his whole demeanor drops.
Yeah.
And Dylan's the type, like, once he starts off fast with that energy, I have to keep him there because that energy, once it drop off, it's hard for him to get it back up. So I have to teach him how to manage that, come out with that intensity, but don't let no distraction or any adversity bring you down because he's still young. He's a high school kid, so he's still young. He's still growing.
Coach, you and I have never had this conversation about that, but let me tell you, fellas, what I witnessed at practice one day. Dylan got a bad handoff from number 2 and number 3 quarterback. The fumble was really the quarterback's fault.
Right.
It truly was.
Yeah.
Dylan went off the edge, and I'm watching Coach Lee, and I'm watching Dylan, and just like he just said, he let it go for about 10 seconds, went over and did like the Mr. Miyagi Karate Kid thing, brought him back down, and the next 5 plays, Dylan scored. That understanding and chemistry that y'all have.
That's right.
And I had a chat with Dylan about it, and he told me, he said, Neely, I got to be honest with you. I thought I was mature when I got here. But I've learned being around these guys in my room and my position coach, I got some growing to do.
Wow.
And you see it.
Yes.
I know he's only been the dude was just at the prom.
He was
just at the prom.
That's
and now
right.
he's going to be playing on national TV, so it's a testament to having a good coach and good investment in him.
No doubt about it. That's where it starts.
He had Mark Ingram talking about him last night on the game.
Yep,
Really?
he did.
Yep.
Yeah.
He said, they were talking about the game, and Mark Ingram said, keep an eye out for Dylan Edwards.
Yes.
Wow.
That's pretty
good
awesome.
stuff.
Coach, I want to ask you about Smoke, though. He's obviously an older guy. He's played a lot of football. Has he been able to, help bring along some of these younger guys like Dylan and kind of help them mature on the fly, really?
He has, mostly by his action. He's a very smart player. He can see the game. We're watching film. He's the first one to answer the question when it comes to protection, when it comes to different looks on defense. And I think they look up to him for that. And he's not afraid to sometimes have to pull him back because he's a pit bull. He speaks his mind even at practice. If it might be the O-line, might be the quarterback. He's going to speak his mind. So I have to teach him how to go about his approach. But that's just demeanor, and we need that. We need it in our room. We need it on the team. But he's another guy, with Hank Edwards, Savion Wilkerson, Kavase Smoke. But those 3 guys, those 3 guys are interchangeable as far as running between the tackles. And then you add a Dylan Edwards, who's a dynamite runner as far as explosiveness, to change up the pace, because he's a spot player. He's not an every down back, but we keep him fresh, we keep him for the right moment. But with those three guys, and that's the plan, is seeing like who gets an opportunity to get it going, get their rhythm going, and we'll stay with that guy. So hopefully all three of those guys, Dylan Edwards going to be in there, but I'd love to see how we come up this game with at least 2 or 3 backs that we feel 2 of those guys can carry the load, and then have Dylan as a change-up guy to change the pace and be very explosive. Let him be that guy for 4 quarters.
Let me hop on that set, Coach. That's you touched on the road I want to go down.
Yep.
One of the things we're going to get from this game, I mean, we are going to win.
Yes,
all right. So
absolutely.
outside of the W, one of the things we're going to get from this game is information.
Yes.
What are you looking to learn about your guys from a real game versus summer practices?
We want to see how they go about it as far as, like I said, win. Sometimes winning is winning. We want to see how we win. Do we win effectively as far as doing the things that we're coached up to do, and dominate? Coach Prime always preaching about dominating. So if we're able to go in and do all the things that Coach Sean Lewis on offense preaches every day as far as controlling the controllables, the penalties, winning the third down battle, red zone. So we want to make sure we go through this game, and then at the end of the game on Sunday, look at all those categories and see where we fit in the nation and engage that and go from there. But, the win is definitely something that we're going to get accomplished. But we want to see how we win. We want to make sure we win in a pretty fashion, and that's what Coach Prime is all about. We want to make sure that all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted. When we go in, and he believe in everything that we practice and everything we preached about in our scouting report. It should show for 4 quarters tomorrow.
I love it, Coach.
Coach, TCU is returning, I think 7 starters from last year's defense. What do you see from them when you watch the film, though?
A team that's very fast. Up front, I think is their forte, the D-line. They're very physical. They're very, they got great size. The linebackers, they float well to the ball. And they have a defense that can, force you to not be patient. And they want to see if you're going to be patient where they bend and don't break. They have a different setup as far as a 3-3 stack. They have a different look as far as in the secondary, and they'll drop 8. But, they don't believe in constantly bringing a whole lot of pressure. They're a man team, but they want to see how patient you're going to be on that drive. Are you going to take the underneath passes, or are you going to run the football? So if we go out and just try to chuck the ball and throw deep every time, it will fall in their hands. So if we do what we do and take what they give us, then we should have a great success against that defense.
You touched on something, Coach, I absolutely love. And I know TCU, they watching.
Good.
So I ain't going to give them too much information. But one thing I've been impressed with, camp, practice, installs, your running back room got hands also.
Yes.
If they do roll out forward, they can catch, man.
That's right.
They can catch.
Yep,
so you can't just play them one-dimensionally.
That's right. And we did a good job as far as implementing that, as far as getting the guys the opportunity to do those things. Like I said, I think Dylan Edwards has the best hands in the room. He's a guy that can go line up a receiver and come in the backfield, do multiple things. And he's not afraid to step in there for protection. But to your point, we thrive on that. We preach on it every day, man. Make sure you catch the ball so they don't take these plays out for the running back.
I'm laughing because these people watch the show. And they comment. So somebody said, "Oh man, ain't nobody worried about when Dylan Edwards in. We know it ain't a pass pro." Cause the next week we put up some clips of Dylan in the weight room. That same guy came back and said, "Oh, I was wrong. He
pound for pound, he's one of the strongest. Man.
He absolutely is one of the strongest guys on the team. Man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've seen guys when we had a full spirited practice hit him in the backfield and fall off.
That's right. He run through tackles and everything.
Yeah. So they y'all think he's small if you want to. Okay.
Coach, I've been around coaching staffs that maybe didn't always trust each other. And you have a running backs coach who doesn't necessarily believe in the offensive line coach or this, that, or the other thing. It feels like this coaching staff really believes in each other. I'm curious if, one, you agree with that, and two, how that helps you sleep at night and helps you do your job to trust that everyone else is doing theirs.
I think that's the best thing that Coach Prime wants to make sure he fulfill, as far as getting a group of men that can work together. And I'll be honest, offensively I can speak, it wasn't that way from the beginning. We evolved to the level where now that trust is there. We believe in each other, but it wasn't there. And it's something that's not easy. It's hard to find 10 men that can just get along in any profession. But on offense, we are there right now, like you said. So it took some conversations to talk about some things, and as men, see how you feel about this guy and feel about the room. And, we was able to get through those things, and that tells me a lot about the psyche of the guys in the room, that they're man enough to hear what another man has to say, good or bad, and flip it. Now it puts us in the right direction. I think that helped the offense get to the point where we are right now, that trust, like you were saying.
Love that.
Yeah.
Coach, you didn't mention Alton McCaskill. Just how's he doing, and when can we see him?
Hopefully I had a conversation 1 or 2 days ago, because as a player you can kind of feel what's going on based on reps. And I'm sure he saw the Dylan Edwards. He saw the Hank Edwards. Hank Hankerson get in more. Savion, once he got cleared of the waivers, we started implementing him more so he can start seeing those things. So I want to make sure I had a conversation prior to this trip, because I knew it was bringing all 7 running backs, except one. And I want to make sure that even if he's a guy that we don't have included in the game plan, that he's here, so he's able to absorb the atmosphere, and if there is an opportunity for him to get in the game, the best ability is accountability and availability to have him here. So, I had a conversation with him. I told him, hey, these are guys that we feel had a great camp, and they deserve to be where they are. Mm-hmm. But I don't want you to go into a tank, and we don't feel that you're at the point, based on your injury, that you can protect yourself. So we don't want to put him in harm's way. And he respect that, because that conversation. We just didn't come here and play a game, and then he's on the sideline not knowing what's going on when the opportunity comes. So having that conversation kind of helped him.
Well, and I feel like a lot of people lose sight of this, because the lead up to this game has been so huge. We've been talking about it. The anticipation is off the charts. You forget that Alton McCaskill is a young player. He has so much football in front of him that you got to look out for the next 3 years. Not
Coach
just
Prime
this
has
week.
told him. Coach Prime has told him that. Last week, he was adamant, Alto, about getting out that yellow jersey.
Yes.
He was bouncing on the sidelines, and Coach Prime told him, like, man, this is about the long run.
That's right.
Like, I don't need you for one game. No. I need you for 3 more years.
Absolutely.
Talked to Alto right here this morning, and I didn't know about that conversation y'all had, but he almost repeated that. He was like, man, I'm happy just to be here. Yeah. It's been a year since I've been on a football trip in a hotel, so to be in this environment, whether I play, participate, or dress, it's good for me to be here.
That's good to hear.
Yeah,
That's
so he talked about the mental, spiritual, and physical lining up. So, I didn't know it was from that conversation, Coach, but he told me that just this morning.
That's good.
So he's growing.
That's good. That's good.
Just one more question, Coach. You're running backs coach, but also assistant head coach. So what does that mean your duties are going to be tomorrow?
Coach Prime does a great job as far as managing the team. He does a great job as far as feeling the temperature and know when to interject himself, know when to stay out of the way of the coaches and players. So for me, I always just watch how he moves and watch his demeanor. Sometimes he's hard to read, but I've known him for quite a while. I know when to approach him on certain situations, but he does a good job as far as on game day controlling the whole environment. Mm-hmm. My goal since I met him and been his assistant head coach is to make sure I'm there for anything that's needed. If anything falls through the crack, I want to be there to help catch those things and bring it to his attention. But very few things he missed. He has a great eye for a lot of things. He don't miss from socks, as far as gear, as far as all the small things, all the small details. And I think that's what made him great, and it pours into us. But he don't miss the small details. But, as an assistant head, I just want to be there, be a great number 2 guy. Be a Robin and understand my role and make sure I don't overstep my boundaries. That's my biggest thing.
Love that,
That's
man.
Good stuff. Yeah. Coach Flea, we appreciate you, brother.
Always.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
No, you got to get a little rest. We got an early day tomorrow.
Absolutely.
We're going to get that W.
No doubt about it.
One thing that happened at that team meeting, Coach Prime got up and said, look, this is not a conversation based on if we're going to win.
That's right.
Like, we're going to win. And Coach Flea, man, I can't wait till y'all see his speech. Can't wait till y'all see his speech. He walked the whole buffet line preaching. He said, it ain't an if. We don't deal in ifs.
I heard you walk the whole buffet line, too.
Yeah, but I was making a play. Matter of fact, I hate we had this show right now because I didn't get my second play.
That's awesome stuff.
Yeah, but when y'all see a speech, man, it's like, okay,
Man,
I get it. Yeah, no ifs. When we win this game.
Right. I always piggyback off my man. Whatever you say, man, I try to find those words just to help deliver it. That's always. I study what he do. I hear what he says, and a lot of things what he says is meaningful. And there's a purpose, and so I just want to make sure that I close it out for him.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Coach, we appreciate you, man.
Always.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it. Always.
Can't wait, man.
Yes, sir.
Coach Fleazy.
Oh, man.
All right. Hey, man, you just can't beat doing a live show from the team hotel, man.
unreal,
You can't.
bro.
No,
Like-
you cannot. No, you cannot. And honestly, I have to say this. There's not a program in the country that would do this.
Hell
Other than
no.
Colorado.
Hell
Yeah.
no.
Other than Colorado. And it just goes to show the forward thinking, the understanding of the value of media, and the lack of fear, honestly, that exists in a Coach Prime-led football program. A lot of coaches would tell their assistant coaches, I know this for a fact, you don't talk to the media.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't trust you. They're not saying this overtly, but what they're really
Right.
saying is, I don't trust you
Yeah. You're nailing
to
it, man. Keep
deliver
going.
the message
Keep going. You're nailing
that
it.
I want to be put out about my football team.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're nailing the exact opposite of how Coach Prime is.
Yep.
First, you're not going to be a part of his organization if he doesn't trust you.
100%.
And when he trusts you, he knows that you are capable of delivering the message, and he also knows he wants you to grow.
Yes.
One of the first things he told his staff here in Colorado, I know we're in Fort Worth right now, but in Boulder, Colorado, he said, man, make the most of this opportunity. The world is going to be watching me and watching this program. You're standing next to me. Don't shy away from interviews. Don't shy away from getting to know these players, getting them to know you. Do your thing, because we have this time in front of us, and we got to maximize it. So don't ever worry about if Coach wants me. I'll tell you what I don't want you to do, when that comes. Otherwise, do it. Promote yourself. Let people get to know you. Place yourself in this community with the friends, the alumni, the boosters, the players, you name it. So you'll see coaches come and do interviews, and Coach Prime ain't tripping over it, man. It's all good.
It's a beautiful thing, and I think it's a great thing because I think the other coaches are totally wrong about it. Guarding people, trying to stop them from doing things, trying to stop them from growing.
Yeah.
Perfect example is when Coach Hill left for the Vikings, right? It was Vikings.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of coaches would be bummed about that and, upset and whatever, like, hey, you're leaving me high and dry. No, Coach Prime wants those guys to be elevated.
Not only celebrated his elevation and helped him get there, then went and got Coach Sal.
Yes.
Like, it's like, it's like, no, man, go do you. We'll be okay.
Yes, and that's going to
be okay.
And that's, that helped you get a Coach Sal, that you were so happy for him to get a bigger opportunity, more money,
Absolutely.
whatever. So I think Coach Prime is doing this the absolute right way. And on this night, we have to be the beneficiaries of it.
Well, no, I got to correct you, man, or push back, however you want to take it. They are the beneficiaries. Like the world is beneficiaries. We happen to just be representing them sitting here, but what Coach Prime has done is literally open the windows to this program. Can't open the door to everybody, but I can open the windows and you can look in. We can show you what's taking place. And one thing that happens as it relates to his assistant coaches, another thing he told them, I don't want people to come play at Colorado just to play for me. The linebackers need to come play for Coach Hart.
Yeah.
The receivers need to come play for Coach Brett. The running backs need to come play for Coach Flea. Get to know these kids so these kids can call home and tell everybody around the nation how great their position coach is. It can't just be about me. Now, that's from a guy that everybody out there says, it just makes it about him. And he does just the exact opposite.
Yep.
There's a lot of wrong takes about Coach Prime. That is the most wrong.
Yeah.
You can say, this or that about a lot of things. You can absolutely not make any case as to why Coach Prime is all about himself.
Yeah.
There's nothing to back that up.
Yeah.
In fact, there's only loads and loads of evidence as to why that is completely false.
Absolutely.
I just want to go back to the point you made about Coach Prime in the media. And this is just the advantage of having an all-time great Hall of Famer as your head coach, because he's been around the cameras and forced to be in front of them for his whole career. Then he goes and has a 15-year media career. Like, no other coach, I don't think in the game, really understands the value of media like Coach Prime does.
Absolutely not.
Totally.
Yeah,
He solved the fact that if you use media the right way, it can only help you.
Yeah. Yeah. And he always says now, it's going to show your beauty marks and your warts.
Yep.
And so he's a wart eliminator.
Yep.
He don't play the blemish game. He's going to get rid of a blemish because he has to make sure everything is the way it should be. Like Coach Flea said, he doesn't miss details. I've seen the guy on the opposite 20 look down at the other 20 and say, hey, whose helmet is on the sideline? First of all, how do you even see a helmet?
Right.
Right. And then why did you see a helmet? Why are you in? But he notices everything. We'll send somebody in because, if you try to fix it out there on the field, no, go in the locker room. And don't come back to his right. Like, he's a detailed guy. And that's why he has a gold jacket. Speaking of gold jacket kind of stuff. Man, Daryl Moose Johnson was in there for the team dinner, man.
Oh my gosh.
This has got to be a record for Hall of Famers to pay visit to a
greatest
team.
fullback in the history of fullbacks. If there was a single person other than Emmitt Smith responsible for Emmitt Smith breaking Walter Payton's record, it's Daryl Johnson, man. And he was just in there hanging out to dinner. And more than that, stood up and told them about the USFL and said, hey, man, we want everybody to go to the NFL. But for those who don't or need another boost to get there, that's why I'm here tonight. I wanted to meet you guys. Looking forward to watching you play tomorrow and letting you know the USFL is an opportunity for you.
Wow.
What program in America has those kind of connections, man?
This is the school of opportunity.
Oh, for
you
sure.
come here, every door will be open for you. All you got to do is walk through it.
Yeah.
Coach Prime cannot push you through the door.
Yeah.
But he will go and just open door
gonna give you
after
an
door
opportunity,
after
man.
door, and you got to walk through it.
Speaking of opportunity, we got an opportunity to talk about the game tomorrow. Before the game tomorrow.
Hold on, one more. You just skipped over Troy Aikman being here.
I thought we had talked about that, though. But, here's what happens, Jake, as I touch you live on air.
Thank you.
That was trying to imply that I touch you off the air.
I think the people know that by now.
So I get our text group mixed up with reality. Like, because I told you guys, hey, Troy was here, I thought that was part of the show. But no, you're exactly right. Troy Aikman was here.
Yep.
And he didn't, I don't think he met with the full team, but he did, do a sit down with Coach Prime. I guess that's going to air tomorrow. Troy looks like he can still play, man.
Yeah.
He looks like he. And fun fact, the pregame show, do you know who the first celebrity guest was on the pregame show?
Who?
Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And so I told him that. I said, hey, man, remember? He said, yeah, I was on your show back at Jack State. I said, and you were the first. He said, no, I didn't know that. I said, yeah, man, you were literally, it was Coach Prime's first game, February 21st, 2021. Troy Aikman shows up to surprise him. He didn't know he was coming. And I was doing the live show like we're doing now from the stadium. And I said, hey, Mr. Aikman, you want to be on here? Like, I'll do it. Here we are,
awesome.
3 football seasons later, and Troy's back and Moose Johnson with him.
Let's go.
And Michael Irvin, you got the whole triplets have been around.
I know.
Here,
When's Emmett coming?
He's probably back there now.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you get to the Bills.
You got to play the Bills, man.
I just want to tease. On the other side of this, I want to talk about the power of belief.
All right.
The power of belief, but go ahead.
Is this the opportunity I take to go find another guest?
Go ahead.
Are we going to attach that to the ad reads?
Yes.
Sure. Go for it. All right. We're staying at a pretty nice hotel, Ryan.
We are.
I walk around and I go, this just ain't as nice as Circa, though.
No. Where's the slots?
I know.
Where's the tables?
Exactly.
Where's the sports book?
The bathrooms, though, bro. The shower.
Yeah.
Oh, Circa's just the best. Vegas' first ever adults-only casino, or resort, sorry. They do have a casino, of course, and then we got Stadium Swim, a massive 143 by 40-foot LED screen. They're open 365 days a year. They also have a sports book, and you can download that in Colorado. Just look up Circa Sports. Download the app at circasports.com. Circa Sports bets can only be made while physically located in the state of Colorado. Must be 21 or older. All rights reserved. Colorado encourages you to gamble responsibly. Gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER or visit problemgamblingcolorado.org. And then
You got to get a bigger phone so it's not so small that you have to get it up that close to your face.
There's like these, the lines?
Yeah.
So I keep seeing those, and I'm like, why does that say I in the middle? And then I realize it's a line. Who else do we have here? Oh, our friends at Shady Rays. It is, it's warm out here. I wouldn't call it as hot as many people said it was going to be.
I feel like you Texans overhyped the heat a little bit.
Yeah.
Or we just got lucky, one or the two.
That's true, but either way, we're ready with our Shady Rays. Premium polarized sunglasses, extremely durable frames, and clear polarized optics. You can shop their entire collection at the Park Meadows Mall, or you can go online to shadyrays.com and use the code DNVR. That'll get you 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. And you guys can try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people.
baby.
Look at that timing.
I know. That is great timing. And we got another guest coming here. By the way, we have to be hitting 1,000 likes on this live show.
It says we were at 538.
We got to hit
let's
1,000
That's blasphemy.
tonight.
Come on, man.
We got to hit 1,000 tonight. We got game tomorrow. We had Coach Brew. We had Coach Flea. And now we got Coach Hart.
My man, Coach Hart.
Yes, sir.
Can I put my foot up?
There's actually no rules to this show, so
My
do
granddaddy
whatever.
But no,
used to
that
do
is the
this.
rule. The rule is that there are no rules.
Exactly. Exactly.
Coach Hart, linebackers, man, how you feeling today?
Feeling great, baby. Feeling great. Born, ready to go. Can't wait. Let's see. We started this, what was on that ticker? 200.
Yeah, it was like 180 days
It was
ago.
something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now we 1 day away.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this: you and I talked at the end of the scrimmage on Folsom, and you said, I didn't do it. I didn't get it done today. My linebackers didn't get it, but I'm going to fix it.
Yes.
That was just over a week ago. Is it fixed?
You know, until today, I think because you know, when you want to be a perfectionist, you're always striving for that. So you're finding little things that you can fix, little details. And up until today, we went through this walkthrough at our practice. It was one of the most loudest, communicative, fast, confident walkthroughs
That's
I've ever
today's
seen
walkthrough.
from my linebackers and the whole defensive unit as one.
Love it, man.
And it gave me chills. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of
Only
like,
time a walkthrough's ever given someone chills.
oh man, I mean, because you know, it's like your baby getting on that stage for the first time, getting ready to perform, you know, or something like that.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I've been at night practicing with her every night.
Yeah.
We've been going through the steps and dances and stuff. Now she's up there by herself, and you're just sitting there, and then you see her when she hits that stage and that walk she has and everything, and you're just like, okay, all right, I'm gonna sit back, cross my leg, my work is done. And I'm ready to watch some football, man.
Yeah.
Because these guys were flying around today. They were confident. They were making checks and calls. I mean, they were doing everything that we corrected. They did with perfection.
Yeah.
You know,
I told Charles Kelly, I told Charles Kelly, he walked up to me. You know, I spend more time in the defense room than any room.
Oh, yeah.
You know, start to the offense out there. But I'm a defensive leaning guy. So when I go to rooms, I'm in Charles Kelly's mass meeting or your linebacker room or Nick Williams' room. And so Coach Kelly asked me, he said, what do you think? What are you seeing? What are you hearing? What do you think? I said, this week, particularly the past 2 days, I've never seen your room answer the questions not only correctly, but fast and as if they knew the answer was right.
yes.
There'd be times 2 weeks ago he asked a question. There was a pause in I think area.
Yeah.
Now it's like area.
Yeah.
You know, I'm with you, Coach. They have just merged and become one at the right time, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a special defense.
Yeah. I think we put enough chaos, enough havoc, enough turmoil into our installs and our preparation.
It's a phone book, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But now that they are so solid on it, dog, it was unbelievable today.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you guys to see it tomorrow.
We
We're
can't wait
excited to
either.
see it.
Yes, absolutely.
We got a sneak peek at the depth chart for the first time just a couple hours ago. I'm not going to get into who's starting this, that, or the other thing. I'm just curious about the way that you break up your linebackers. So at one position you have Levante and Demoy. At the other position you have Marvin, Jeremiah, and Juwan. How do you split up, and what are you looking for from those two kind of positions?
Well, you know, I guess when you look at, you know, Ham and those guys in that room, you're looking for guys not only who are going to talk loud early and often, but guys that can be physical and look at the checks and make sure we're in the right type of situation for whatever we may be facing formation-wise from the offense. Then on the Demoy side, Bentley side, you're looking for athletic guys that they can move around. They're able to cover whoever. We don't have to make a lot of different package switches. And these guys are more of my talented guys that, you know, see ball, get ball. And we put them in the best positions available to do what they do well. So one guy, you know, loads the clip, the other one fires the shot. and that's kind of what I have there, and that's kind of how I broke them up. Now, the beautiful thing about that group is I can really switch them, and they can do the other person's job because we cross-trained them that way.
Oh, wow.
But what you want to do is put them in what they're the most confident in, and then get that out of them, because that's what's going to ooze success. That's what's going to cause winning. That's what's when they get to the sideline, they're going to communicate with each other. And when they start teaching each other what's happened, I know my job is done. And they've done that the last 2 days. They've been able to do that without me saying it. I get ready to rip one of them and say something. I know, Coach. I should have been here, and this should have happened. But you know what? This is how I'm going to fix it. I'm going to take this technique and apply it and make sure I got him, and I'm going to communicate to my guy over here. And I'm like, okay. If you got it, then let's see it happen.
Yeah.
So that's what I've realized, man, in the last 3 days. And today, really, solidified it when we went to practice today, and I kind of sat back and just let them run the show, man.
Hey, and I know you about to hit him with one, but I got to tell you something.
Okay.
And he was there. We practiced at some ranch today. That was,
Yeah.
100 miles from here, felt like.
Yeah.
But when you got there, man, it was this beautiful football oasis. In the
I'm
middle of
imagining like
nowhere.
angels in the outfield.
You know what? It's almost perfect.
Yes.
Instead of the cornfields, just think about just this long, luscious grass, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a football field carved out with green turf.
But on
and
the
stuff,
way
you know
to
what I'm
that,
saying?
you turn in, there's this arch, whatever ranch. I don't want to disclose that to y'all, but you turn in, and there's this gravel kind of road, and
Yeah.
dust is flying up. You're like, man, where the hell are we going?
That's right.
And then
That's
you
right.
wind, and all of a sudden it's like, You're like, who built this back here, man? Only in Texas, baby. But it was a great practice out there, man.
It was a great practice. Like you said, you see these horses and cows and stuff. And you're like, all right,
It
this
was a
must be
functioning ranch, man,
it's
with
gotta
a
be
turf football field.
some type of team building exercise. Wasn't on the schedule we get ready to do. I don't
Coach
know.
is like, I've never seen any of you milk a cow.
Sorry about interrupting, Jake,
No,
but
you're
it
good.
popped in my head, man.
Coach, we spoke to you on Wednesday, I think, and you mentioned how Juju's really picked up the playbook and impressed you in that regard. What has he done the last 3 or 4 days or whatever? Because it feels like he's going to probably play very soon.
He's been consistent. The same thing I told you those couple of days ago, he's even gotten better in doing it now. And I think it's a contribute to him being at Texas and at Tennessee and playing some of the same defensive schemes that we have, but maybe some different terminology. So there's been some crossover there that he's been able to pick up. But, man, this kid, he's incredibly smart. Like there's been times we're on the sideline and we get into these deep, iconic football astrology conversations. The moon and the stars are here, so we should run this play because it aligns with the Heavenly Father and the gods of football to watch. Like there's some poetic justice in us talking football together,
Yeah.
man. Like he gets it not only on an intellectual level, but from an art form. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like his mind, he paints the picture, and he's able to figure out how the pieces come together, and he makes this just beautiful Picasso, man.
Now,
so
Coach,
I'm excited.
I
I'm
don't
very
know. I
excited.
didn't go over and look, but I like reading the room and looking around. Right?
Yeah.
So Charles Kelly is doing his thing. I want to see Juju's notebook because he was taking some notes today, man.
Oh,
like
good.
that guy was over there writing. Like he was looking up everything Coach Kelly say. Remember this? I mean, he was into it.
He has immaculate notes. I mean, he has immaculate notes. You look at his notebook. I mean, he has it. I mean, and it's in college form. Like, he has subtitle, X-title, the dots here, 1-2 points here, bullet points here, subversion of this, subtitle that. It's
Maybe he could teach Jake how to write a rundown.
Oh, God.
yeah.
Protect yourself at all times.
Wait, what have I written a bad
Shots
rundown, though?
Fire.
I'm not
Shots
seeing
fired.
subtitles and bullet points. I'm just not seeing that from you right now.
Well, you
I'll step
might
up my game, then.
You might write a bad one if he didn't help you, but like when I've been around y'all, he's pitching in,
He just shot at you, too.
Yeah, exactly.
He just shot at you.
Welcome to the show, Coach.
This is amazing. I would be on your side, but you're getting jumped. I think I'm going to go with the people who are jumping you. I think that's the winning side.
Definitely the winning side. One day somebody was in the comments one day, Coach, who said, damn, they be shooting at Jake.
They do. Why? What did I do to you guys?
I don't know. It's just fun. It's just fun. I don't know.
I told him I was going to get him a red polo and some khakis. Because that's what they wear at Target.
Oh, yeah.
Because he is a target. We shoot at Jake all day long.
my gosh.
It's because we love him, though.
You got to
It
swing
is.
back.
It is.
You
And
gotta
also, we're
swing.
never letting him wear red on this show. So
I don't wear red on
I
this
know
show.
you wouldn't, but I'm just saying he wanted to give you a red polo. I wouldn't allow that.
Yeah, please don't.
So Coach, tomorrow, game is over. We won. How did your linebackers contribute to that? What are you looking for them to impact this victory?
First of all, talk loud early and often. Communication. That's going to be big. Everybody on the same page. The second thing is running to the ball. I don't care if we're all on the wrong page. Let's be on the wrong page together. Running to the ball.
Fail full speed.
Full speed. If you've ever played football before and you've put on that helmet, it is a different sound when you're running and you hear that wind coming through the ear hole.
Yeah.
And you're hitting about 21 knots an hour, hitting somewhere to the ball. That's the two things that I think. And then when you get there, you got to be physical.
Yeah.
You do that, you do those three things, man, and my linebackers should be MVPs of the game.
My man.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
man.
no doubt. No doubt. And I said my linebackers. Not one. I'm greedy. All of them. I need all of them.
Hell yeah.
All of them. One get a trophy, everybody else get a shirt. I don't know how it works. We're going to figure it out.
We'll get the helmet stickers.
Love the helmet sticker idea, man. Can we get like a Ralphie helmet sticker?
Yes.
Oh, that'd be dope.
The old school Ralphie. That would be
Old
sweet.
school? Yeah, the old school one, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
Andre Hart. You got it. Man, if you don't like Coach Hart, there's something wrong with you.
For real, man.
Believe
There's something
that.
wrong with you, man.
Believe that.
Like,
Man, I
it's like the
appreciate you, man.
likability of me. You know, this linebacker stuff, one thing, you know,
Yeah.
and I tell him all the time, he is definitely going to be a head coach somewhere in America
Believe
one day.
that.
Thank you.
But I wouldn't be surprised if he's a pastor or a governor either.
Oh,
Like,
no.
He can do whatever he wants to do.
No, I won't be no passive governor. Oh, no.
I ain't saying you're going to do it. I'm saying you could do
I'm
it.
just saying, man, there's a lot of stuff in the shade room come up on pastors and governors now. I'm not.
Well, I would be your deacon.
In today's news, the pastor and the deacon at Colorado Buffs University Church were discovered. No,
Oh my God.
that's good.
You got Jake Red, man. You got him red over here. You can't
just
wear red,
We
man.
just said no red.
No red, Jake. Come on, man.
I'm just laughing. I try to tell these guys I'm just laughing. I'm sorry I turned red.
Don't say you're sorry. Fight. Swing back. Say something. Do
I love that
something.
Coach
Come on.
Hart's coaching up Jake. He can't help
In the
himself.
words of
I can't
Coach
help
Prime, we ain't got time for my bads.
Yeah,
You don't say
that's
my
true.
bad. They don't. You're like, oh, my bad, I'm laughing, I'm red. No. You red, man. Stop being red.
I mean, I can't apologize for something I can't control, so I don't know what you want me to do.
Control the controllables. There we go. Now
Control
I'm
the
coaching.
controllables. Yeah, there you go. Control the controllables. I think you can control your color of your skin. I don't know.
I'm not a chameleon, man. I'm a human being.
Yeah, you look like one right now. You look real.
My gosh.
Fire. You taking it
I
from
told you where I was going.
I'm out.
He did tell you up front he was going to roll with us.
I did say I was gonna roll.
He lied to you.
I never lied.
Hey,
Didn't know.
if I just stand by myself, I'm all right.
All right, there
Okay.
you go.
All right, there you go. That was like a little nudge, you know. That's good.
Hey,
I like
we told
that.
you there's no rules on this show, man.
No rules.
There's no rules.
Coach, I
love
want to
it.
talk about the power of belief because I think belief is so important in everything, but you really notice it in football. And I won't put any specific team on blast, but I was watching a game last night, and I think I saw like losing culture pop up. And it's just, I think, I'm not trying to throw shit. I'm really not. I just want to get to my point, which is that if you believe you're going to lose, you will. And that's losing culture to me. Whereas if you believe you're going to win, I think that can be a really powerful force. And when I speak to people around this program and around this team, I feel like the belief is at an all-time high.
Okay, I'm about to nerd out right now because
Do it.
Please do.
This is my wheelhouse right now. So, what you're talking about actually is called the believer or the belief. So, which one are you? Is the question. A psychologist posed this in a book. So, here's how it goes. The believer, the definition of a believer is the I am, meaning that whatever you say you are, you are. Whatever you believe you are because it's already inside of you. It's already been given to you. And you can create and manifest your own world and your own situation, your own success through the belief that whatever you say you are, I am, right? Okay, the belief is a whole different world. What that world consists of is there's a fence that's been put around everybody. And that fence is built up of beliefs that either your mother, people you love have told you, stereotypes about who you are or where you come from, your ethnicity, stereotypes of enemies, friends, government official laws or experiences you've been through have all shaped this belief. And within that fence, you can create your world, but it's always going to have a border of whatever everybody else says about you, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So a lot of people will fall into the belief system and think, okay, well, I'm not going to be any more of this because my mother wasn't any more of this, or my daddy wasn't any more of this, or I came from this area, so I can't do this, or I did this, and da-da-da, so I'm stuck in this little bubble. This is the only success I'm going to reach because this is the belief. The believer has no walls, and that's what we've been.
Yeah.
That's why we've had the success we've had. That's why we've been able to reach the men we've reached and turn them into men, and they've been professional in something. That's why we're here right now, and we're doing this show, and there's such an excitement about Colorado football because we believe that we are the believers, that we are the I ams. We shape our own destiny. No one else can do that for us. You've shaped your own destiny. You're doing your shows. I bet you have amazing stories of how you got right here, right now,
No doubt.
and what happened to get you here and what you had to go through to do that.
Preach, preacher.
Those are the believers. We are believers, not the belief.
Yeah.
Never be the belief. That's what somebody else says. You create your own destiny. You are the I am, okay? You know, if you want to get preach on me, they say when he went up to the mountain, he said, Moses asked, who shall I say sent me? And he said, say, I am.
I am sent you.
I am sent you.
Yeah.
And everyone has an I am inside of them, and you can be that. So, I'm sorry. I nerded out right
do
now.
not say sorry for that.
No, and do
wheelhouse.
not ask him anything else after that because we'll go back off the rails. And that was like just perfect.
Yeah.
That was wonderful, man. No, that wasn't a nerd out. That was
profound.
The motto is I believe.
I believe it, man. The motto is I believe.
Yeah.
It's exactly right. And it's been, the funny thing is, it's been that since the truth days when we were coaching youth football. And you think about it now, we started on Saturdays. And now we're back on Saturdays again at the Power 5 level, inspiring millions and millions of people.
Literally.
And hopefully that, they become believers in whatever they believe in. And they change the world themselves. And that's what
Andre Hart, ladies and gentlemen. Andre Hart.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys got like an extra jersey or something? I'm ready to suit up right now. Holy cow, man.
I don't know how you could use me, but I won't even look at it in the uniform. I can't even say that. So. Coach, thank you so much for your time, man.
It was
we
a
really
pleasure.
appreciate it.
It was a pleasure, man. I enjoyed it. Thank you so much for giving me the time. I appreciate
we're going to see you, of course, tomorrow.
Yeah.
But we're going to see you after this victory as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You will.
Yeah.
You will.
Good stuff. Coach Hart, we appreciate you, brother.
Hey. Always a pleasure, man. Y'all keep doing your thing.
Thanks, Coach.
We'll do
see
because
you
we
tomorrow.
believe. Yes, sir.
For sure.
That was Andre Hart, linebackers coach here at Colorado, man. And he's got a good problem like Coach Lee. He's got some depth, got some talent, got some smart guys, got some key people that can do a lot of things together and a lot of things differently. So you don't know who the game plan for.
Yeah.
You don't know who's going to be out there, but you know they're going to be capable.
How can you not believe after you talk to these guys? There's a lot that goes into this.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into winning a football game. But I truly believe that believing you're going to win, and even when something goes wrong, still believing that you're going to win. What you see from teams that lose is that something goes wrong and they think, oh, there it is. That was the thing. It's always something that goes against us. And when you believe that, you're right. You're right. The other shoe's about to drop. When you believe that you're going to win, that thing happens and you say, oh, this is just a minor setback for a major comeback. Yeah. And because, of the roster turnover that's happened here, I think part of it was Coach Prime saying, I can't save everyone here.
Yeah.
Right.
When you believe that you're going to lose, I just can't fix you anymore.
And Coach Prime is like that about not just with players, but with staff. And staff, not just coaches, strength people, cafeteria people, custodian, building managers, folks in the marketing department. You know, when he first got here, he called in everybody that works in football. I mean, there was like the stadium manager was in the meeting.
Yeah, I remember it.
And he's like, okay, what's your job? What are your challenges? What do you do? What can we do better? Like, if you're going to touch the program, you have to believe. You have to be 100% in this thing together, doing all that you can with your part of this puzzle to make it successful. And he just sees operations like that, man. Like, he's got a gold jacket, in life, not just in the Hall of Fame. And you hang around him long enough, you're going to believe you can get one too. And then you do, because that's how he builds his staff. And you could tell just by the guests that we've had on, this is an amazing staff, man.
Oh, no doubt.
Amazing staff. I was telling a guy earlier today, he was talking about, 111 this, 111 that. And I said, man, imagine this were that team. Like, take that team. We didn't have the roster turnover. I said, you give me Shedeur Sanders as the quarterback of that team. You give me a Travis Hunter who's capable of playing both sides, and this coaching staff. With that 111 team, they'll win 7 games. Just with those changes. Now you have those changes plus 80% more. This ain't last year's team, y'all.
No, nothing about it.
Not
is.
even close.
Nothing about it is.
Speaking of Travis, captains, Coach Prime named it tonight. And, he doesn't do captains. He does leaders. Shedeur Sanders, Jace Feely, Shane Cokes, Travis Hunter will all have L's on their jerseys tomorrow for leader. Travis will have a L and a D, and the D is for dog.
Oh, my God.
And so what Coach Prime identifies as leaders and dogs, and he doesn't cap it. He's like, these are the leaders on this team, now going into tomorrow. I want to have more L's and more D's. But one dog tomorrow. That'll be Travis.
That's
and
it.
the leaders are Travis Hunter, Shane Coates, Shador Sanders, Jace Feely.
Love that. I think there's
wait.
going to be a couple other guys who earn their dog
Absolutely. Absolutely.
patch soon.
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't want
Yeah.
to say earn their D.
No, I've been through that with Coach Prime and covering his programs, and there's a lot of failed hashtags like you got to earn the D. I'm going to give you a D. Who wants Coach Prime's D? Like it went off the rails fast, man. So we had to scrap it. Just go.
Oh, man. All right. Shout out to Game Time. This game is sold out, but go to Game Time if you're trying to get last-minute tickets at the lowest price or any CU tickets for the rest of the season. You can browse through the Game Time app and find concerts, events, all kinds of stuff on there as well. So download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code DNVR. You'll get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code DNVR for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
You can get in to the game tomorrow for $54 right now.
Wow.
On Game Time. So sounds like the TCU fans might not have.
I don't think they believe.
Yeah, I don't think they believe either.
You can get our section for $66.
Actually, no, this is our section. We actually got the tickets today, so
Okay.
you can get in section 403. That's
you
where
go.
we're at.
Yeah, the takeover.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Takeover. And tailgate tomorrow.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes. And if you happen to be watching this from Fort Worth right now thinking, what am I doing tonight? As soon as we're done here, we're going to go over to Second Rodeo.
Not first rodeo.
Nope.
Not third rodeo.
It is exactly. You say, this is not my first rodeo?
Yeah.
It's my second.
It's my second rodeo.
Second rodeo. So we're going over to Second Rodeo. We're going to meet up there. It's in the Stockyards area, which I guess is kind of the place to be on a Friday night.
Yeah.
So we'll go meet up there and then kind of bop around the bars from there. And then
Earning your D.
hopefully earn some sleep, but probably not, and turn it right around and make it to the tailgate by 7 a.m. tomorrow.
It's going to be a marathon, man.
Yeah, I think
talk.
team breakfast tomorrow here is 7-ish.
Okay.
Team probably is headed to the stadium about 8:20. Departure from here. So it's an early day tomorrow for everybody, man.
Yeah.
It's an early day.
Yep.
Kickoff at 11. 11. We're in Central Time here in Texas, so
Yep.
kickoff at 11. Team typically likes to get to the stadium 2.5 hours before kickoff. So, yeah, man. So that means like the training staff and equipment, like they're heading out of here probably 6:30 in the morning to the stadium.
Yep.
Long day.
Yep.
Early start
Can't
compared
wait,
to
though.
no, man, it's here. This is what we wanted.
Yes, sir.
We have wanted college football. And, no disrespect to week 0. My alma mater played on week 0. But this is really college football. Now, this is week 1.
It felt real for real last night.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We're back, man.
Yeah, it is back. It's week 1 now.
It felt
believe
real
it.
once Nebraska had choked.
Yes.
That's how you know college football's back.
Great way disguising that question to Coach
Oh,
Hart, by the way.
yeah. But
I really
it was
wasn't
a poor
trying-
disguise.
Yeah, no, I wasn't trying to make it about them.
It was such
They
a
were
poor
just-
disguise. I'm like, man, just say Nebraska.
I didn't want, because as soon as you ask about a future opponent, you're going to cause someone to feel like they have
No,
to defend a little.
no,
I didn't
I
want,
get it.
because it wasn't about them. They
I
just
get
were
it.
fresh on my mind because
I get it.
that's losing culture.
Yeah.
They couldn't. They've been doing that for years. They're like, they've lost like 25 out of their last 27 one-score games.
We got this beautiful partnership going. Look down at the beautiful logo in the corner, you'll see it. And if I may just step over into your side of the partnership, with that in mind, probably a good time to plug that crying shirt for next week.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And
like-
better
And the
dead
new
than
one.
red.
Yep.
I love it,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I love when y'all just start shit, I love it. Let's go.
That's
go.
that's the fun part, right?
That's what I live for.
Oh yeah. Jake knows, unfortunately.
Let's talk about this game.
Should we bring on our last guest here?
Of course. Let's bring in our final guest of the evening.
Come on, Nikki. We'll break down this game.
She was like, I wasn't ready. I was over here daydreaming.
yeah. Well, we told her, but we knew it was going to be a while. There we go. Friend of the program, Nikki Edwards, on the show.
Nikki Edwards, thank you for your patience.
Oh no, you guys had such a great show today. I was just
Were you over there
there
writing your manifesto? Like, it was, what were you doing over there?
She's
guys
like,
won't believe
believer.
20 touchdowns tomorrow. I can feel it manifesting. Yeah, I was just watching over there. You guys putting on a great show. So many good guests. Such a great way to kick off the season.
I know. I have to say, we saved the last show before the season started for our best so far.
I
And
agree.
I bet next week is even better.
Yep. That's why I said
go.
so far.
Yeah, I love it, man.
All right, let's talk about the game, man.
How are we feeling?
I feel
So-
great. How are you feeling?
I feel pretty good, and I'm not going to lie. After last night, I feel a lot better.
Are we running out of words to say?
Yes, we certainly are. The word I've been thinking a lot about, it's actually 2 words, is house money.
Absolutely.
And I love the fact that no one in this room or in this hotel right now is thinking about the potential of losing.
At all.
But for me, I'm just thinking, this team they're playing with house money.
Yeah.
The world expects them to not just lose, but lose big.
Sure.
The fan base wants them to just be improved and entertaining. And of course, everyone wants to win so badly. Mm-hmm. But to me, it's like win, that is a seismic boom that is noticed across the whole world.
Yeah, I feel you.
Keep it close, and everyone's saying, okay, watch out for Colorado.
Yeah.
And even if you lose by a couple scores, no one is saying like, uh-oh, what's going wrong here?
Yeah. Right.
So it's like almost all outcomes are fair game.
And fair and favorable.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And so I think they're really playing with house money, and I think that also helps from a pressure standpoint.
Yeah.
It's like you don't really have to, like, all eyes are, of course, on you.
Yeah.
But it's not like you're, defending champions and your backs are up against the wall or anything like that. It's like, just go play, man. Just go play and have fun.
I mean, I love that approach because as we have discussed all night, all week, all summer, all year, we believe we're going to win this game. And it's not like locker room hype talk. When we watch practices, crunch numbers, see the talent we have, the coaches we have, we believe we're going to win the game. But let me go down the pragmatic road like you're going down. What I like about this game is cut the scoreboard off a second. We get a measuring stick.
Yep.
Like we have been measuring ourselves against ourselves since January.
You're familiar with that.
Now, that's all I got to go on. You think I'm going to measure against Jake? If he wins, he dies. No one to hear that story. He did it, Jake, not me. Once you see, you get this program, you bring in your staff, you bring in your guys, and it's not happening this year, but you want to play Georgia.
Yeah.
You want to play Alabama because you want to see where am I and how far I need to go and how do I get there. Mm-hmm. Well, we're playing a team, although they have gone through some dramatic changes, not as dramatic as us, who is just in the national championship. What better way to see what the impact of a Coach Prime, this staff, this talent, this roster turnover can do in just 8 months? Because this is just the first weekend of September.
No doubt.
So if these guys go out here, and are competitive, if these guys go out here and can get some 3 and outs on defense and can get some big plays over the top on offense and stop them and that kind of thing, man, what does it say about this head coach, this athletic director who brought him in, the assistant coaches, and the talent that was recruited here that you can do it in that amount of time? Now, the world says that you can't, but I would say to them, I saw Coach Prime do it at Jackson State. They saw him doing it at Trinity High School in Texas. You saw him do it when he went from the Atlanta Falcons to the 49ers. They got a Super Bowl. And you saw him go from the 49ers to the Cowboys, and then they beat the 49ers in the NFC Championship, get another Super Bowl. Like, wherever he goes, there's an immediate successful impact.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I look at it similar, and again, I'm not trying to lower expectations or anything. I look at it similar to what we were just talking about with Alton McCaskill, which is of course, all the lead up has been to this game. Mm-hmm. But the goal of the Coach Prime era at Colorado is not to beat TCU. The goal of the Coach Prime era at Colorado is to win a national championship one day.
And then that doesn't happen week 1 of year 1.
Exactly. Yeah. My golf coach used to tell me, you can't win the tournament on the first hole. You could lose the tournament on the first hole. I don't actually think that applies here. Yeah. But you can't win the national championship in the first game.
Yeah.
Everything that you do between now and hopefully that day is working towards that. Yeah. And so, again, I know, the lead-up has all been to this, but this is really the first chapter of the book.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's the first chapter of the book. It's first 3 pages, man.
Right.
Because we got a long way to go.
Although there has been a lot of book to write just in the last 6 months.
Man, there's been a lot to write just tonight.
That's the preface.
And now
like your manifesto over there.
We're finally getting some answers. We've been proposing all these questions, speculating and just predicting, and now it's just great to see some viable answers. You've seen it firsthand. Coach Prime's success here and there and everywhere, and now it's just a new chapter in that book to where he's writing that own narrative, and we can assess and really pinpoint where this game is going to go tomorrow, but that's part of the excitement and this analysis that we're going to see. We're going to finally get some answers to this offensive line, these trenches, the secondary. I'm so excited to see what Sean Lewis cooks up offensively, any experimenting we might see on the field, what this secondary is really, capable of. Excited to see Trevor Woods get an opportunity there, working with Shiloh, and Travis Hunter, of course, working two ways. Like, there's so much excitement here for one, and just a lot of opportunity to really show where they are, like you said, up against the national ranks.
Mm-hmm. Well said.
All right.
Well said.
Here's what I want to hear from everyone.
Okay.
All right.
And we'll start with you, Neely.
Uh-oh.
Colorado wins this game tomorrow if blank. You can only say one thing. And you can't say they put more points on the scoreboard.
No, I wasn't going to say that. Because what I was going to say is what I was literally going to say had you not asked. Now I'm going to set up the answer, but it's going to be a short answer. This is week 1, all right? Neither of these teams played week 0. There's going to be some sloppiness. There's going to be some mistakes. I think the winner of this game, without saying the point total, is the team that makes the fewest mistakes at the worst damn time you can make them. Because it's going to happen, and it's going to happen on both sides of the ball. Somebody's going to jump off sides on 3rd and 4, right? It has to be them, not us.
Yeah.
So the team that plays the cleanest game tomorrow, week 1 game, is going to win.
Just to build off that, turnovers. TCU, the only regular season non-national championship game that they lost was against Kansas State, and they lost the turnover battle that game. You have to get, I think, at least 2 turnovers. I believe in Shedeur to not turn the ball over, and you just got to, be clean running the ball. Don't fumble the ball. Just no stupid, handoff stuff. Like, if you're able to get 2 turnovers, I think that's enough to flip the script.
I got to build off of Jake's answer as well. Playing clean football, it is hard to do week 1. You don't know what that team's going to propose, but if you can see how they're moving and really capitalize off that and limit those mistakes, then you're playing good, clean, consistent football, and that's ultimately what you want. You don't have a lot of answers going into it, but as long as you're sure in your game and know what you're doing on the field and can minimize those mistakes, then they have a competitive chance in winning. Like turnovers, I would love to see a Travis Hunter interception.
Pick 6.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Will that be how they win?
God.
That'd
be crazy.
I've seen them do it.
Yeah.
I've seen Travis score offensively and defensively in the same game, almost back-to-back possessions. Like, I'm looking – this is not the question you asked of our answer, but I'm looking forward to the world seeing this game tomorrow and seeing Deion Sanders, Travis Hunter, this offense, this defense, this coaching staff, and the magic that can happen when it syncs up, man. It's going to be special.
I agree. I'm going to go a little more specific. And I'm going to say
He's saying our answers weren't specific.
They weren't.
I threw out a Travis turnover.
Yep. I'm going to say the Buffs win if Hank and Dylan Edwards both go over 100 yards.
Total.
Okay. And Dylan obviously is going to get it in a bunch of different ways. But you need to have You need to have that. You need to have that consistent running attack from Hank. Right, and he's averaging 4, 5, 6 yards a carry, keeping you on schedule. And then Dylan can get it all in 1 or 2 plays. He can, it can be a 60-yard touchdown and a 40-yard touchdown. Stop.
You stop. You keep doing it.
But I think if those 2 guys really carry the team, I almost said something else that I knew you would. They really.
It's not me. It's you.
If they can carry the team, it will allow everything else to flow.
Yeah.
Coach Flea actually gave us some really great insight about the way that TCU is essentially trying to keep everything in front of themselves and force you to be patient. We know Shedeur has that.
Oh, of course.
You do need the running back in the running game to come through for you to continue to be patient.
And let me flip this narrative and conversation more toward them. Another one of our keys to victory is we have got to stop the run early and force their quarterback to be a quarterback. I think that because of what happened to him last season, he wants to prove to the world he's a quarterback. I think we got the better quarterback. I think that we can put them in a situation where they have no choice but to throw because the running game is just on lock. There's certain passes that when you watch the film, he just can't make, that our defense can gobble up, and you'll get that pick 6. There's no way their coaches put him in that position if they're getting 5 and 6 yards a carry.
Totally.
So if their run game is working, we never get them to do what we want them to do.
Yep.
And so the play of our defensive line and gobbling up that run, playing on their side of the line of scrimmage, I think is huge for us.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, even last night you saw Nebraska Minnesota got to a point in the game when they got on their heels just because they couldn't force them to pass the ball.
Right.
Sims couldn't. He wasn't completing anything for them and putting the ball in harm's way when he did throw it. But then Nebraska gets that fluky touchdown. They get Minnesota on their heels a little bit, and they're just run all the way down the field. That is the one thing that you just – if that happens to you as a defense, there's really nothing you can do to stop it.
Yeah, you're playing catch up, man. You're winded. You're out there too long. All of those things come into play. And then if the offense gets out there and happen to go 3 and out, because 3 and outs happen in football, not because the defense did something magical. Shit, it just happens. People drop balls. Sure. Anything can happen. Now the defense is right back out there again. And then you got another score. Now you're looking at 2 scores down. And with it being week 1, that's the kind of thing that's hard to overcome. So how do you stop all that? You got to stop the damn run early and often, man.
Yep. Make them question it before they want to call another one.
Yeah, like no coach in America except an idiot is going to keep calling the play that doesn't work.
Yep.
So if they run the ball 3 times and get nothing, and that happens a couple of series, well, they're going to go to the pass game, and that's what we want.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, anything else?
That's all I got.
Hey, man, all I got is a great time, man. What a show.
That was
right here at the Team Hotel, Fort Worth,
awesome.
Texas. We've been together in Boulder, but this is the first road show, man. Like, I think it went well.
First of many, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeehaw, as they
absolutely.
say, right?
Yeah.
That is. Yes.
Do you have a
Let's go,
cowboy hat,
baby.
Neely?
I do not have a cowboy hat.
You don't have a cowboy hat?
I don't. Are you going to buy me one? You lean forward like you're in.
I just feel like everyone on this team has a cowboy hat. Maybe DNVR should invest.
Ooh, a DNVR cowboy hat would go hard.
No, I would rock a cowboy hat.
I
I
would
just
too.
don't
You
have
would?
one. Yeah, I would totally rock it.
I actually was thinking about a fit to a game this year that involves some cowboy boots. And then I started getting targeted on Instagram with all sorts of cowboy boots.
The power of thinking again, positive thinking.
Exactly. I was manifesting that fit with the cowboy boots.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow some point after the game.
Yeah. Location to be determined.
Maybe
all that
right
kind
here.
of- it could be easily right here.
We'll actually have some football to break down. I'm really excited, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna have to really control myself so I can be sharp on that
yourself,
post game
too.
show. Yeah, that's what I mean.
I just wasn't gonna touch it. Like
Just get us out of here.
yeah, please, Jack. Because this is he's lobbing them to me, man. Like it's the great. I'm trying not to hit him out the park, but he is just
Neely, I
softballing
love
over
you, brother. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Sko Buffs.
Go Buffs.
Go Buffs.